Hello, you wonderful one. Welcome back to the seat of the Maloka. Last week, we talked about changing gears, about how the misery we feel is often not about things going wrong, but about the gap between who we have become and how we are still living. Today, I want to take that into a recent experience I had. Something that happened to me just recently in Goa. This is the story of the plans that changed and the joy that did not. I recently shifted to Goa to oversee the construction of work of Maloka, the site where Maloka is being built, the cafe and healing space I've been dreaming of for so long, was a short drive away from my home, and I could not bring myself to visit it. The slight discomfort in me, it wasn't fear. Maloka in my head was so vivid, so complete, and so alive that a part of me felt unsure if the half built structure standing in Goa earth would match it. And if it didn't, and if I walked onto that site and felt the gap between what I had imagined and what was actually being built, I did not know how I would make peace with that. So I stayed away. One day, then another. And here is what I want you to notice about that, because I think you might have done this too in your own way. We protect the dream by not letting it meet the reality. We keep the vision perfect and intact inside our heads by avoiding the moment when it has to become real, imperfect, unfinished thing in the world. But the dream cannot become real if we keep it safely in our heads and let go of the attachment with that perfect image. So I finally went. And the moment I arrived at the site, I felt something move within me. There it was. The walls were unfinished, ground was yet not ready, and so much work still left to do. And yet, standing there looking at this dream of mine becoming real, I did not feel the gap I had been so afraid of. I felt joy. The kind that does not need anything to be finished or perfect or according to plan. It was just there, untouched by any of the practical chaos around it. And I thought, okay, I faced the doubt, I came through it, this is the end of the story. And then I met the contractor. In one conversation, all the plans I had been carrying so carefully in my head were turned upside down. The plans changed, the budget shifted, the timelines moved. And for the first time since I signed the lease papers all those months ago, my faith wavered. And this was a different feeling from the doubt I had carried for those 3 days. The doubt had been about whether the vision would match reality. This was something deeper. This was about whether I could hold it all together at all. I would need more money, more time, more uncertainty that I had allowed myself to imagine. So when I went back to the site a second time after that meeting, carrying all of that, a part of me was bracing. I think I expected the joy to be gone, replaced by the weight of everything that had just shifted. But that's not what happened. The moment I stood there, the joy returned, exactly as it had been. Everything was still the same. Nothing about the practical reality had improved since the contractor's news, and yet the joy was completely untouched by any of it. And in that, I found my answer. When something is truly yours, your circumstances can shake without your faith shaking with them. The budget can change, the timeline can stretch, the plans can fall apart and be rebuilt a dozen times. None of that touches the deeper thing, the knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. I understood standing on that site the second time that I'm not building this alone. Something larger is holding this container for me. I am aligned with a purpose deeper than any spreadsheet or schedule. And because of that, I will be able to steer through whatever comes. Not because everything will go according to plan. It clearly will not, because the plan was never really the point. The alignment is. The plans changed, they will change again. But the joy did not. And that is how I know I am still on my path. So I want to leave you with a question this week. Not the same one as last week, but one that follows naturally from it. Last week I asked, are you open to changing the gear of your life? This week I want to ask, when your plans fall apart, and they will, what is the thing in you that stays? Because the thing that holds even when everything else shifts, that is your compass. That is your alignment. That is how you know you are still on your path. Find it, trust it, and it will not let you down. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you in the next one. I'm holding you in my heart, and so much love to you.